Yo, how's it going, guys? Tribal Links here. Welcome back. So today we're going to cover sniping. This is something I kind of touched on once before, but today we're going to focus on sniping, and this will be advanced sniper training. This is beyond point and click, my friends. This is the art of sniping. So there's quite a bit of ground to cover, so I'm going to just focus on the information and not so much on this match. Basically, we're gonna keep this in three topics, three main headings, and I'll break them down as we go. We'll talk about target selection, we'll talk about movement, and we'll talk about controlling enemy movement. So for beginners, target selection, obviously, you want to be trying to make sure that you're as effective as possible, with them rifles. You are, a support unit, and you try and do your best to help out the team. But how do you do that? So, for starters, it does depend on your weapons loadout. So, if you are running, energy based long-range support, your trebuchet, your flux, maybe them Zeus cannons or something like that. You're going to want to target enemies with Ancile shields. Generally speaking, if you see that blue Ancile shield, it means whatever's inside is going to be pretty squishy. There are, exceptions to the rule, for example, the Ancelot, but, as a general rule, if you see that blue Ancile shield, the inside's going to be squishy. So you run in those energy weapons, then go ahead and target those Ancile shields. Those could be priority for you even. Now if you're running kinetic style, so you got your Nashor and your Kang Day, things like this, you're going to want to look at physical shields. Remember that kinetic weapons will deal double damage to any physical shield. So, you see that Lancelot off in the distance, go ahead and take one or two cracks at his shield there and break it up so that, by the time it gets down there and starts facing your brawlers, they don't have to break through that physical shield before they take down that Lancelot. You've already done that for them. Beyond that, though, as a sniper, as a general rule, I would suggest to leave the tanks alone, for how many times you'd have to hit that tank for it to go down, you might as well leave it and go and target some of them softer targets. That would be the secondary priority then, as a sniper, is hitting them soft targets, those fast moving targets, those the ambush style bots, you're generally better off as a sniper taking care of those so that your brawlers can focus their attention on those tanks. If you got two or three of your teammates focusing on one Fenrir, it's going to drop a lot faster than if they're worrying about whether or not that Phantom or whatever is going to come around the corner. So, focus on them soft targets. Moving on now to movement. Movement is a thing. Even if you got sniper rifles, movement is a thing. Keep moving. You want to be doing a lot more than just standing in one place, and for a lot of reasons, and we'll cover those. You want to be continuously moving forward in some sense. You are part of a battle, and this battle is fluctuating, and you need to be there with it. You're trying to move that front lines towards your enemy spawn, and if you as a sniper are staying in the same place, you're not really having that same effect on the movement of that front line, of that battle line. Sniper does not mean you get to stand still. It means that you have to keep moving as well. But you're not moving directly towards the enemy. You're trying to find angles, and so this may be off the 45. It depends on the map, but you're constantly looking for angles. You're gonna slice the pie. You're gonna cut a little bit at a time until you find that 90-degree angle, and then by then you're like halfway across the board, right? But you are still being very effective as a sniper, as a ranged support, because the battlefront you should be moving with the battlefront, and so you'll still be behind the front lines, but you'll be repositioning yourself to be as effective as you can at that front line position. Because at the end of the day, part 3 of this is that you are actually, as a sniper, your job is to control the movement of the enemy. Your job isn't to brawl with the enemy, but as a sniper, as a highly effective sniper, you should actually be able to control how the enemy moves based on how you move. Because, if you stand still and the enemy figures out where you are, they're going to start slicing the pie around you. They're going to figure out where the cover lines are and how they can maneuver and stay out of your line of sight. But if you're continuously moving, then you're changing how they have to move to avoid your line of sight. And so that you can use that then to force them to take detours. You can take away their cover locations. And you just generally keeping them on their toes, because when they spawn in and they don't know where you are now, where their sniper is now, and so they have to be more wary of how they move from cover to cover, so they don't let themselves out in the open and put themselves in a prime position for your rifles to hit. And remember, at the end of the day, an uncomfortable enemy makes frequent mistakes. So, if they're not sure, if they can't follow a zone, if they have to constantly be trying to work around your new positioning, trying to get to where they need to go without being sniped first, then they're going to feel rushed. They're going to feel pressured. That's when they're going to make mistakes, and that's when they're going to step out in the wrong place, and your teammates will have a chance, or you'll have a chance to attack. And so just keep that in mind as you're moving. And I think that about covers it for this round. Again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for showing up. This is Tribal Links, and we're signing off.